Sebastian Gorka is at it again. Oh, there he is with Breitbart editor-in-chief Alex Marlow talking about the way that the left has criticized Clarence Thomas for not recusing himself on a case that these text messages seem to indicate directly involved his own wife, right-wing activist Ginni Thomas. Here's their take on what the left's response constitutes, and it's offensive.
I remember a time, Alex, when Democrats lynched black Americans because they had relations with white women. This is just a newer version of that, isn't it?
It's certainly in the same ballpark, because acting like it's something new that Ginni Thomas is part of the conservative movement is just incredibly dishonest. Anyone who's been in the conservative movement for 5 minutes, Dr. G, and I've been in it for 15 years, knows Ginni Thomas is a major player in the conservative movement.
Not only that, has been friends with Mark Meadows for decades, and the fact that she's not allowed to text Mark Meadows, the president's chief of staff, on January the 6th, that's a reason that her husband can't be a Supreme Court justice, Alex?
It's incredibly belittling to all women, because in this instance, you have a woman who actually independently is successful in her preferred vocation, which is conservative activism. She's pretty legendary in the space.
I wonder how hard it is to be successful in conservative activism when your husband is on the fucking Supreme Court as one of the reactionaries there.
Yeah, that might give her a leg up.
Also, I like his explanation as to why this is different is that in this specific situation, the woman is in this position. There's never been a woman before, Ginni Thomas, who was in this position where she was known for something she did. This is a first, folks.
Yeah. Also, did I just say, like, what's this guy's name? Alex Marlow. Like, he looks like a character witness for Brock Turner.
Oh my God, good one. Yeah.
I'm glad that he specified that he's been in this business for 15 years, because otherwise I would think he's just some shithead at Stanford. But anyway. Before
we get to the rest of the clip, I just want to point out that their entire argument pro Ginni Thomas is rested on a straw man. That the left is upset
that they texted?
Right, that they texted and that they're buddies and that she's in conservative activism. Like, no, that's not the issue. I mean, I think she's a freak. I don't get it. I mean, I think her and her husband are a match made in hell, and like really psychos, both of them. But the reason it wasn't brought up before by the left to this extent was because there wasn't a case that was involving her in front of the Supreme Court that Justice Thomas refused to recuse himself from. And like, he's been doing this for many decades, but this is just such a brazen example of it. And it came to light due to the January 6th committee documents. But also, I have to point out how hard Gorka just goes right into it, right into the lynching thing. Just like, dude, I know you're plagiarizing Clarence Thomas in a Clarence Thomas story, but at least maybe make it a little more subtle than just using his exact phrasing when he tried to defend himself from the accusations of sexual misconduct.
It's interesting the way they protect the big lie too. Like it's rather than saying, because the what's underneath all this is that the conservative movement is full of absolute horseshit about like voter fraud and stuff like that, and Ginni Thomas believes it and wants to use her position as like this person ensconced in the conservative movement to get action on that from official members of the government.
Right.
And I mean, but that's just the conservative movement now, doing coups or attempted coups or notional coups that Trump wants, but no one wants to give him because they already got the Supreme Court picks from him. Like, that is just part of the conservative movement now.
I just think it's disgusting that Democrats, I'm just going to say, I just think it's disgusting that Democrats want to lynch white women for dating black men now. You know, Dr. G is really looking out.
On January the 6th, that's a reason that her husband can't be a Supreme Court justice, Alex?
It's incredibly belittling to all women.
Oh, thank you for supporting me.
You have a woman who actually independently is successful
in this instance
in her preferred vocation, which is conservative activism. She's pretty legendary in the space, and to act as though that it compromises Clarence Thomas's legal judgment is evidence-free, and it's an attack on Ginni Thomas's character and Clarence Thomas's character, all from an unfounded place. It's totally absurd. It's designed for us to take our eye off the ball with all the problems in Joe Biden's America. I think your audience and my audience, Dr. G, I think we see through that pretty easily. But just know what this represents for the rest of us. Those of us who have a controversial job, even if our spouse doesn't agree with us politically, you could get lynched in the high-tech style so long as it's convenient for them politically now.
Lynched in the high-tech style. Guys, come up with your own fucking ideas. Stop using the exact same phrase that Clarence Thomas used in his hearings when he, was defending himself against incredibly credible and obvious sexual misconduct allegations. Like they're just using his terms and they're not even bothering to hide it. It blows my mind. But
no. Cancel culture is the 21st century's this modern day lynching. It's just let that wash over you.
My God.
Support
Anita Hill. That's all I gotta say.
We still have normal lynchings in this country, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, and this is all because they're also the new anti-lynching,
right.
The new anti-lynching laws, which probably don't even go far enough. But that's why lynching is on their minds.
Yeah, they don't go far enough, and also about a century and a half too late. And amazing that, it really is an indictment on America that we went through the entire, just 20th century, to name one, without any sort of movement on that front, or movement on it that was immediately squashed by the government.
Right. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Brandon, but we're on a bit of a delay. I actually was, because it reminded me we have another clip about that very lynching legislation that we should get to for sure.
Ooh.